Good morning. I will introduce the project for Bergamo in Regione Lombardia that is being carried on with the support of Ambrosetti European House. I am Giorgio Gallo, one of the persons that developed these activities. The project is being developed on 2 buildings. In all are 100 dwelling more or less, and are classical in this kind of region and age. We start from the need of assessment because all the other technical information are available on the site of Probis project. The innovation of this dimension is rely on design process, design of work execution, evaluation of the result. The needs have been defined in terms of minimum functional and performance requirement and relative cost. An executive plan that is being used as a reference without identifying specific solution, but allowed even to exactly quantify and as quality and cost the baseline project. The total budget has been €1,243,000. The target for the energy saving and ventilation has been 43% on one building, 31% on the other, for an average on the 2 buildings, 30.5%, and was asked to have a room and dwelling user-friendly regulation, remote easy and user-friendly metering in building, and the possibility to integrate in future with the ICT appliances. Moreover, other kind of requirements were added. One was the minimum time of installation. This tells us for the user that is one of the critical points when you make this kind of work on the building. No internal condensation to the thermal bridge, an improvement of the indoor air quality, and general condition for the tenants. And another quite interesting thing is the durability minimum maintenance cost. If we look about the technology, there have been 3 levels of technology. One on the envelope, so window replacement, was an external insulation, a pitched roof internal insulation, and the insulation of the garage ceilings. Under the heating and system, condensing boiler, thermostatic valves, variable speed pumps. If we look about the general control and regulation, a single dwelling space heating controller it was required, meter device for heating consumption and building, and meter devices for sanitary consumption. The tender evaluation phase has been really full of interesting news due to this kind of innovative tender. First of all, we started with 85 score out of 100 on the quality of the technical offer, and only 15 scores were allocated to the direct economical discount. And this is one of the few times in Italy probably that this kind of high scoring on technical offer is being placed. And the method was based on performance evaluation only, the advantage on installation phase, the advantage of operational phase, and the advantage in managing and maintenance phase. If you look at the installation phase, it was required to have less than 5 days minimum of non-use of part of the dwelling by tenants during the work. And in all, the maximum time of work inside any single dwelling had to be less than 9 days. Moreover, it was asked to the competitor to reduce, to minimize the indoor sensory discomfort for user during the work, so no dust, no noise or limited odors, and the absence of possible risk factor for health and ecosystem. In addition, a low environmental impact product was, let's say, taken account to increase the scoring. Under the operational point of view, it was asked to have a reduced noise, a guarantee for indoor quality 24 hours long, and a reduction of the global primary energy consumption for space heating in both buildings as average of about 38.5%. We put even some step in order to guarantee that each building component in any case have a minimum energy quality. So we placed limits for roof, wall, window, and the heating system performances. And under the operational point of view, in the managing and advantage phase, we described very well the heating system baseline to have a high quality system, and they asked them to improve it the more than possible. Then we put as advantages in managing and maintenance phase a list of minimum guarantee on 7 technology, of course with the possibility to add more items, and mandatory 3 mandatory components to prove that it was easy to make the maintenance and the recovery. Of course, it was possible to add more items too. One of the peculiar item of this tender is being that the baseline for minimum quality was set by description rule in the specification of the tender document. The final drawing were included, as well as an estimated metric computation. So the competitor had really a very good baseline that was really well proved and as a reference, even if they're really free to use everything they wanted to improve that level. To be able to compare at the same level all the participants, is being adopted one only software free of charge that is used for Lombardy region to certify the energy and the energy point of view, so that all the competitors have the same result if they would use the same kind of value. Copy of the input data have to be attached to the offer. Result. We are quite proud of the result. So, because 10 offers were submitted and most qualified contractors only compete in this kind of special tender based on performance and not on rebate. And the winner is a contractor that never worked for Bergamo before. There was a significant reduced rebate dimension, an average of 8% against usually a rebate of 30–40% that in Italy is offered by the competitor. And there was therefore there was no excess of rebate on the whole or a single part of an offer. It means that it speed up really the evaluation process, because they don't need it to control so much a lot of strange and rebate that usually appear. The technical evaluation was accomplished in 1 week by an internal commission made by the technician belonging to different others, so of the Lombardy region. So this kind of information and the knowledge coming from this manager of this tender was spread out the region. No participant has appealed against the verdict of the competition commission. Notwithstanding, this kind of awarding by performance is much more critical method than the maximum rebate. And this proved that the tender document, including evaluation scheme, had been carefully conceived. Have a look now about the awarded offer. It's been a very interesting offer because the improvement of reduction of the day of non-use of the dwelling by the tenants was 90%, and 90% nearly was even the maximum time of work inside a single dwelling. So in 1 day, more or less, they think to handle all the refurbishment inside one only dwelling. they made a very detailed and improving approach to control indoor sensor discomfort and to use low environmental impact products. There has been some improvement under the sound insulation of the dwelling, working on the windows replacement. And one important is that mechanical ventilation with heat recovery in all room of each dwelling with sensor-controlled fans will be installed. And this was not included in the cost, in the baseline offer, baseline cost of the project. So is a plus, a really important plus that the projects get from this kind of tender. On the other side, another very important issue is that the energy saving rise from 38.5 to 65%, and with a total cost of intervention of about less than 12,000 euro per dwelling. Another advantage in the managing maintenance phase is being that a very interesting and controlled system for heating regulation management building baseline was offered, and under the guarantee point of view, 60% of this 7 technology rise the minimum guarantee from 5 years to 10 years, and so it's been a very interesting safety for the area, because the guarantee was doubled. And the other side, on these 3 mandatory component technology, it was well described, the system to replace and the time needs to make all the maintenance on this component. As innovative solution, we can show this thin insulation for special purpose, so aerogel produced nanoparticles that was used for the sealing of the garages, because there is a really few space to put insulation. The mechanical ventilation with heat recovery in a very sophisticated control system. A single dwelling sanitary space heating control and regulation, and the metering device for heating consumption building. Both are with electronics and wireless system to take data and elaborate the building and so on. And in this moment, the work are ongoing because they started to be on site on the October the 23. Thank you for attention.